Hello everyone, my name is Naomi. Welcome back to my channel. Have you ever had one of those moments where your kids are talking about something and you feel like you're from another planet because you don't understand what they're talking about? Well, I had one of those moments recently and I came out of it feeling old, to say the least. But as you guys know from watching my channel, that I've kind of gone this going green, reducing waste, care about the environment, care about animals, care about people, care about all the things. You know what? I've gone this direction with my channel where I talk a lot about reducing waste. Reducing plastic, because plastic is a huge problem. But my son, who's 14, was poking fun of me and he was calling me a VSCO girl. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like, whatever. But he continued poking fun of me and calling me a VSCO girl. And this went on for like weeks. When I had my hydro flask and was drinking out of my hydro flask, he would be sitting there going, "Sk-sk-sk-sk." And I'm like, what the heck is "sk-sk-sk-sk," and why are you doing it? And he's like, well, that's because that's what VSCO girls say. Anyway, finally, I looked up what a VSCO girl is. For one thing, I'd like to throw out there, I'm about 20 years too old for that. But he had a point. I can't get by without my hydro flask. I don't even use a drinking glass. I drink out of my hydro flask 24/7. I haven't used a drinking glass and I don't buy bottled water. I use my hydro flask because it's reusable and I'm not creating plastic waste. I only have to wash one thing, my hydro flask, instead of washing a glass and a hydro flask. So I just drink out of my hydro flask. The other thing that he kept poking fun of me about was my scrunchies. I always have scrunchies because I like to keep my hair up because it's long. So since I keep my hair up and I use scrunchies, today I'm using a claw. You can't see it, but I'm using a claw. So he just kept poking fun of me, and he'd be like, and I oop, and I oop, and I oop, and I'm like, what the heck is your problem? So I looked it up, and a VSCO girl is a teenage girl who cares about the environment, drinks out of a hydro flask, wears scrunchies, and basically talks like a valley girl. Now, you gotta be my age, I guess, to know what a valley girl is, because if I say valley girl to my kids, they're like, what? So, anyway, and they use this backpack. It's called a Konken backpack, and it's made in Sweden, and it's like an $80 backpack. I don't know. I don't have the backpack, but I looked it up. But yeah, so a VSCO girl is a teenage girl who cares about the environment. And then I read the comments on the video, which was a mistake, because every other comment was commenting that VSCO girls are white girls. And it's white girls that care about the environment. And I'm like, why? This is not an exclusively white thing. It doesn't matter what race you are. You can care about the environment. You can live a minimalistic life. You can live a low waste life. So that part was a little bit weird to me, that they were referring to it as a white girl thing. Oh, typical white girl. That's just weird to me. But anyway, that is what a VSCO girl is, and it's not me, but there are some things I do that are similar to a VSCO girl. So I can see why my son is harassing me about this. So my thoughts are, for Christmas, he's getting a hydro flask and a package of scrunchies. Okay, well, maybe not the scrunchies, but the hydro flask is probably totally happening because I'm sick of hearing him go every time I get out my hydro flask to take a drink. So anyway, that is my story. Tell me your stories. Have your kids at some point said something and you had no clue what they were talking about? Because frankly, it's hard to keep up with the kids these days and they make up new words. I guess this has always been a thing. Every generation thinks that about their children. They're like, where did this come from? Every generation makes up their own new words. Like, we can't call them bachelors anymore. They're MGTOWs and I don't know. They make up all this weird stuff. But it's every generation. I guess my parents probably thought that about me too when I was a teenager. Maybe. I usually had my nose in a book. Anyway, tell me your thoughts down below. Tell me a story. I want to hear a story about something that your kids have done or said where you were like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it just made you feel or made you realize that you're not a kid anymore. You're not a teenager. You're not hip with what the teens are talking about these days. So I just want to hear about it, and thank you for watching, and I will have videos lined up soon. Soon. I have a bunch of topics that I want to talk about, but either the lighting has been bad because we've had nothing but thunderstorms and rain lately. Today was gorgeous, but I worked all day. And then over the weekend, even though it was like rainy and drizzly, I did go out to my sister's house on Sunday, and that was actually not a good day for me because for her it was butchering day. She raises bunnies and butchers them, and I'm one of those that I view bunnies as pets. I don't view them as food. So it's a little bit hard. I guess it's just hard to watch a bunny get killed. She raises them for meat, so she butchered 10 bunnies while I was there. And that's always a little bit, I don't know. I grew up in the country and I butchered chickens and stuff with my family. We always did that stuff, but these days somehow it bothers me. It's not my thing anymore. I don't like it. I don't want to butcher. I don't want to kill an animal. I don't like taking a life. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't like it. Is that wrong? Is that weird? Is that off? Whatever. It is what it is. I've always loved animals, and I would rather save them than kill them, if that makes sense. Okay, thank you for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys later.